The wedding lawn thrummed with life, the music pulsing through the warm evening air, a vibrant symphony of joy. Laughter cascaded like a river, champagne glasses clinked with a delicate chime, and heels tapped a rhythmic dance across the cobblestone paths. Above, golden lights twinkled like stars, casting a magical glow over the flawless celebration, except for the 12-year-old girl in a wheelchair, tucked away near the far edge. Clara Maddox, her mint-green dress, meticulously chosen to match the bridesmaids, lay crumpled in her lap, a silent testament to her isolation. Her small hands trembled as they clasped together, knuckles widening under the strain, while her long brown curls framed her face, partially veiling the fresh tears shimmering in her wide, lonely eyes. No one seemed to see her, or perhaps they did, and chose to look away. Earlier, during the photo session, she'd been wheeled to the garden's edge, positioned like a forgotten ornament, then abandoned as the revelry swept everyone else into its embrace. She was the daughter of Charles Maddox, the formidable CEO whose wealth funded half the wedding, but her presence had faded into the shadows, unnoticed by the sea of guests too engrossed to care. Clara's life had once been a tapestry of privilege, tutors, extravagant toys, summers climbing trees at the family estate, until a rare autoimmune disease stole her mobility in a cruel, swift stroke. One winter day, she'd gone from scaling branches to lying in a hospital bed, staring in bewildered terror at legs that refused to move. Her father, Charles, a titan who shifted stock markets with a single call, buried his helplessness beneath a fortress of work, bodyguards, and profit reports. Her mother's death when Clara was 6 had already left a void, and after the diagnosis, Charles retreated further, leaving her to the care of nurses and therapists, never the warm embrace she craved. Bringing her to the CFO's daughter's wedding was a calculated move, a public nod to family values, not a gesture of love. Her hair was styled, her dress custom-made, her nurse prepped her for travel, but once at the luxurious vineyard, Charles vanished into a swirl of business talk, clinking glasses with investors, posing for selfies, never once asking how she felt. Clara sat alone, feigning interest in the roses, her heart aching with the weight of being invisible. Then, amidst the buffet line, Jamie Ross, a former high school English teacher turned delivery driver after losing his wife, paused. Raising his daughter Ella with fierce love and humility, Jamie had little to give but gave it fully. Ella, 13, stood beside him in a modest blue dress, clutching a soda and eyeing the desserts. They weren't meant to be there. Jamie was a caterer's friend, called in last minute to fill a gap, bringing Ella because he had no one else to watch her. Fate, it seemed, had woven a thread of grace into their path. During the best man's speech, as laughter erupted over college tales, Jamie's eyes kept drifting to Clara. Her polite claps and rehearsed smile tugged at his heart. When the group photo began and everyone shifted without including her, he turned to Ella. "Do you see that?" he murmured, his voice thick with concern. "She's just sitting there." Ella nodded, her brow creasing with empathy. Moved, Jamie approached Clara, his steps gentle, crouching beside her wheelchair. "Hi, my name's Jamie. You okay out here by yourself?" he asked softly. Clara's startled eyes met his, wide with disbelief. No one had spoken to her in hours. "I'm fine," she stammered, but her voice cracked, betraying the loneliness she'd buried. Jamie's heart clenched, and Ella stepped forward, shy but warm. "I love your flower crown," she said, her smile tentative. Clara's hand brushed the delicate blooms, a flicker of pride breaking through. "Thanks," she whispered. "It's from the bridesmaids." Jamie nodded, his voice steady. "Mind if we hang out with you for a bit?" In that moment, her world tilted, a fragile hope igniting. What followed wasn't a grand spectacle, no fireworks, no miracles, but a quiet blossoming of connection. Jamie asked about her favorite books, and Clara's face lit up, her voice trembling with excitement as she shared her love for fantasy novels. Ella giggled, recounting a clumsy spill at the buffet, and Clara's laughter rang out, raw, unguarded, drawing startled glances. Jamie adjusted her wheelchair for a better view of the dance floor, fetched her a plate of mini pastries, and teased, "Ever tried teaching someone to waltz with just your arms?" By the time Charles noticed, hours later, a small crowd had gathered. Bridesmaids joined in, the photographer captured Clara's radiant smile with Ella, and someone handed her a tambourine to tap along to the DJ's mellow tune. Charles stood frozen, stunned, watching his daughter, whom he deemed too fragile, too burdensome, glow with life, all because a stranger asked, "Why is she alone?" Jamie rose as Charles approached, Clara tensing beside him. "Sir," Jamie said respectfully, "I hope you don't mind." She seemed like she needed company. Charles's gaze shifted from Jamie to Clara, then back, a flicker of shame softening his stern features. "Thank you," he murmured, the words barely audible but heavy with regret. The next day, defying all expectation, Charles cancelled 2 meetings and invited Clara for lunch, just the 2 of them. He listened, truly listened, asking what made her smile, what scared her, what she missed most about walking. For the first time since her diagnosis, Clara felt her father's eyes on her, seeing her fully. It wasn't a fairy tale, but it was a raw, honest beginning. Jamie and Ella left with hearts full, their story etched in memory. Months later, a handwritten letter from Charles arrived, its simple message reading, "Thank you for reminding me what matters. I've missed too much of her already, but thanks to you, I won't miss the rest." Attached was a scholarship certificate for Ella's dream music school, fully funded. In that quiet act, kindness had rewritten their lives.